they did a Survivor Series package and then showed the people arriving as they have been doing it. And then when they got to Punk, the camera followed him as they've been doing it through the back, through Gorilla, and into Like Mussolini. It's clobbering time. See, you like it when I hit higher notes, is what you're saying.
I'm not saying that. I don't like any of it.
Well, you said the other day higher notes was more in my...
I said Michael Jackson was more in your range. I didn't say that I like any of whatever you do.
Wait a minute. Like Mussolini.
You know, it's easier
the
on the ear.
kid is not my son.
It's easier on the ear. That was Stan Lane's song, wasn't it?
No, that was the bitch is not my daughter. But what are you anyway? He got the big CM Punk chance. Did CM Punk as he came hurtling out of the chute? And he did the promo, you know, because this is his first time really talk with it since he'd been back from the Hell in a Cell. And here's the update. He's settled with Drew. And he handled the business with his friend Paul Heyman. And now he knows what the future holds. And he, you know, teased the verb as seeing the sign. Talking about the WrestleMania sign that is not hanging up yet. But he talked about the different roads and the different ways that you could go to finish your story. And the people are with this. And when he's finished the story, they know what's going on. And he said, I could choose the Royal Rumble or the Elimination Chamber. I've got a favor or two in my pocket to help me out if I need it politically, I think he said. And then suddenly, boom, Seth Franklin Rollins music interrupts. And of course, so what now Punk's natural goal after he's done these things would be to main event WrestleMania. That's what he's teasing. But then suddenly here comes the guy that just cannot get over a grudge with people, certain people. And he can. I like that even when he came out, when Seth came out in the shiny pleather suit, he was not the joking, the innovator, the duplicator, the masturbator. He was serious. He don't like this fucking guy. So they're knowing when to. The fans were still singing the whoa. See, that's not my note. But they yes.
I was just going to say, as you said, what the fans are doing, it was interesting that the fans took more with Punk than Rollins.
Well, yes, because, and that's the thing is that they sang whoa, 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 and the Punk and Rollins milked it, but then they had the CM Punk chance after that, and they milked that. Because this first segment was like 20-something fucking minutes, and it didn't get long. It didn't get old. And the thing is, when Seth starts out with the, I should have knocked your ass out the day you came back. But I had pity for you after Hell in a Cell. I didn't take my shot then. And after Saturday, it's time to rectify my mistakes. And he's started to take his jacket off and everything. He says, the only thing between us is air and hatred, and tonight's the night that I knock you on your ass. And the people like Punk, they want Seth, philosophically, psychologically, however you say it, they want Seth to get with the program. He's a baby face. He's helped the baby faces, right? And they still like Seth, but at the same time, they like Punk. And since Seth is the one not getting with the program, it's subtle, but it's there. And just the way that they are verbalizing these things. And that's why this is so fucking good. Because somebody's put a lot of thought into all of this. And Punk's, attitude is like, you talk too much and you don't listen. I put personal stuff in the past. You have nothing I want. You're not a champion. I know what my future is, and kid, you ain't in it. And you thought about me for 6 months, and I don't think about you at all. That got a pop. And so he said, I've got things to do in this business, so stay out of my business. It's just subtle that Seth is still, going to this length, right? He's holding this grudge. And Seth, you talk too much and don't listen enough. This is my business. And he shoves Punk on his ass. And then Punk gets up, oh, motherfucker, and he locks up with Seth. And here then takes him down. Here they go. And here comes Sami and Jay in to separate them because they've got an interest in these people. And by that point, the crowd is just let them fight, because they want to see the fucking fight. They have been wanting to see this match. This could potentially be a WrestleMania main event, co-main event, however they're going to structure this thing. But anyway, Pierce came out and he's trying to, calm Punk down, and Seth is on a microphone, and Punk reaches in, tries to pull him out. They've got the agents and everything going on. And then and Jay is out there trying to take Punk back, and Seth tells Jay, yeah, go ahead. Run along to Roman. So we're about to get to the second act, but you got to react to what has gone on so far.
I thought Punk's promo was good. It was going somewhere. You were waiting to see where it went, and then it got interrupted, and then the direction that went in was great. He used that great Don Draper line from Mad Men, I never think about you at all.
Yeah.
And that interaction with him and Rollins was great. Rollins seething and Punk fucking with his head. And then when they went at it, it was a little thing that you never see when they finally went at it. Punk threw a few shots, clearly trying to hit the air, which he did.
Yeah.
But it looked good because you never see someone go and throw punches. Rollins may have got him on the nose. I don't know. but Punk was throwing shots at the air for, I guess, a half a second before he went down. That was great. And again, this had gone on a while. Still wanted it to go on. It was not over. And it was a great opening segment. And then Act 2, like you said, they got Punk out of there. And somehow the story got even more intriguing.
So then, since Jay went with Punk, trying to get him out of there, Sami is in the ring with Seth, trying to get him calmed down. And then as soon as Seth has said to Jay, who's already in the aisleway with Punk and Pierce and all those folks, yeah, run along to Roman, then Sami bows up at Seth and says, hey, I'm, all due respect, whatever, you don't get to talk to Jey Uso that way.
What was that line?
Well,
don't talk to my girlfriend like that. I mean, that's one thing, but you don't get to talk to Jey Uso that way?
Well, but it got an ooh from the audience, so maybe they've had to say that a number of times. I don't know. But
I am his protector. You better not say that. What the fuck?
So it was Sami that was Lasertron, protector of the children all along.
Yeah, like you said, it worked, but it's kind of a silly line when you really think about it.
Yes, I would think you need to show Jey Uso a little more respect or something, maybe. But the point was that you don't get to talk to Jay that way. And said that, I'm sorry, my bad. Jay's family, he's part of the family there. But what's your excuse, Sami? And the crowd starts chanting, Sami Uso, Sami Uso. So again, Seth is being the more confrontation, the more grudgeful person with poor old Sami, who just wants everybody to get along and have peace on earth and give me love, give me peace on earth, that type of thing. So Seth is supposed to be the cactus in this fucking arrangement. And Seth says, you and I are closer than them. We were family too. You stabbed me in the back. Right, with CM Punk teaming up. The whole thing is he's mad because everybody's teamed with Roman and everybody's teamed with Punk. And Sami came back, and this was perfect because Sami could say, I didn't want him. I wanted you. I asked you twice and you said no. And Seth said, well, what did you want me to do? You wanted me to help the monster, Roman Reigns. After all I'd done and all he'd done to me and all I'd done to try to get rid of him. And Sammy's, you created the monster 10 years ago with the chair shot. So talk about long-term booking. And Seth fired up. And he ended up with, you did the same damn thing. He was being serious and not the, as we mentioned, the flamboyant or whatever. But you hit him with a fucking chair too. We all did all of this to take down the bloodline. And Roman hasn't changed or apologized. And you're teaming with him. You're gullible and you're stupid. I mean, this is great. It's not some contrived bullshit about the time that you blew me up with a hand grenade in the exploding ring match in the parking lot in fucking Nagoya. It's simple shit that makes sense, that they have left these points along the way that they can back up with video to tell these fucking stories.
Yeah, see, that's what it is. Everything references things that if you're a fan, you remember or could easily find out about.
Yes. And they're saying the things that they would say if some of them were as articulate in real life. But all these guys are great on the promos. But they're telling the story and then they're fighting about what the story is. And everybody's got a fucking gripe. And so Sami says, well, you want to blow some steam off? I'll take you on tonight. And Seth agreed to it. And we were 25 minutes into the show without taking a commercial break, with all of these people having come out to talk to us. And it wasn't old at all. It could have kept on going. They could have sent somebody else out there. Well, I mean, they did send somebody else out, but I mean to talk to us.
That was the best opening segment on Raw in a long time. There was one a few weeks ago I liked. Remember with Liv Morgan and Dominic in the stands going at it with Rhea and Priest? I thought that was...
Boy, now I'd like to see the home video of that. Liv and Dominic in the stands going at it with...
Well, too bad your friend Bonnie Lee Bakley's not around to support
Well, Bonnie could track down the hard-to-find stuff.
But this was a fantastic segment. Every single person that was on the mic delivered. Sami was perfect. Rollins was perfect. Punk was perfect. Jey Uso was out there, and then he got called out. You never saw him again. Yeah. I don't know where he went. I guess he carried Punk away or helped push him.
Well,
away.
he did help, usher Punk to a safer location.
Even the timing when Rollins and Punk went at it, the timing of when Sami and Jey hit the ring and then when Pierce and the officials hit the ring, everything was done perfect. This was great.
And that's another thing is
there's so much stuff still left. You're still left with Punk and Rollins hanging above all of this.
Yes. And to your point about, people came out in escalating orders of importance and or et cetera, instead of just sending 20 security guys, let's everybody take a big bump or what. It looked more real and or chaotic and or just people trying to get in the middle of something. So, 25% of the show was that. That's the same length as even longer than a 30-minute sitcom or television program with commercials, and they took up the whole amount of time, and it was excellent.
And there wasn't just dead silence from the fans. The fans were invested in this long talking segment with action. It was perfect.
Yes, well, then they were part of it actually also because they were chanting and singing and saying all the right things in the right places and oohing and eyeing. They were the studio audience. Almost for them now is I'd say a laugh track, it's almost like it's pre-recorded. They know what to, well, most of them, they're still the carrying crosses of the world, but most of them can get a reaction of what, to what they're doing. Is they don't even have to pipe it in anymore.